Get off the stage, Gary. We're going to start. Now look what you did. Okay, the koala quiz is timed. You'll have around 5 seconds to answer each question. Ready to have a crack? Let's begin. Alrighty. Which Aussie actor played Wolverine in the X-Men film series? Answer is Hugh Jackman. What a great Aussie, taking on the world with a good sense of humour and a pretty face. We're a lot alike, Hugh and I. Okay, here we go. Which Australian island is famous for its population of wild Tasmanian devils? Answer is Tasmania. Yeah, I think we gave that one away in the question. I mean, they're called the Tasmanian Devil, so they're not going to be found on a Queensland island. Who wrote these? Now make sure you keep score and don't go cheating. We'll compare in the comments. Okay, here's a true or false. There are more camels in the Australian wild than in Egypt. Answer is true. Australia has the world's only feral camel herd. It's huge. And here's a story. A human mate of mine claims his great uncle is the only person to ever be shot by his own camel. Apparently, the camel stepped on the guy's gun and it went off, killing the bloke. Today's episode of Just a Koala Show is brought to you by Caroline. Thanks, Caro. Okay, in what year did the Australia Act officially come into effect, finally severing the last of our legislative and judicial ties to the British Parliament? Answer is 1986. Oh gee, that's only 40 years ago. And I'm told the proclamation was signed down under and in person by Queen Elizabeth II. And I suppose for her, it was like watching one of her kids grow up and leave home. A sad but proud moment, I'm sure. Okay, what does an Aussie want if they ask you for a piece of chewy? Answer is, they would like a piece of chewing gum, please. I can't believe the rest of the world haven't cottoned on to shortening words. Us Aussies couldn't talk any other way. Okay, which Aussie actress is the star of the 2023 Barbie movie? Answer is Margot Robbie. And our Margot is a woman of many talents. She even taught herself tattooing. And while filming The Suicide Squad, gave the cast and crew tats. She spelt one wrong though. I guess that makes it extra special. Okay, how many hours do koalas sleep each day? Oh, that's a bit personal, isn't it? Answer is, 18 to 22 hours. Yeah, I like a good nap, but that's only because I eat gum leaves and they have almost no calories or energy. Just enough for me to get out of bed and record this show. Now make sure you keep score and don't go cheating. We'll compare in the comments. Okay, who was the most famous inmate of the old Melbourne jail? Answer is Ned Kelly, the Aussie bushranger who led the Kelly gang. Now if you're wondering why us Aussies love him so much, it's because the gang robbed banks and burnt people's mortgage deeds. It was kind of like the Oprah show. You get a house, and you get a house. He was caught after the shootout at Glenrowan, where the gang wore homemade bulletproof iron armour. How cool is that? Today's episode of Just a Koala Show is brought to you by James. Gee, thanks Jimmy. Okay, if an Aussie tells you to bring a cozzy, what should you pack? Answer is a bathing suit. Cozzy is just short for swimming costume. And don't us Aussies love shortening words? Our relatives are rellos, our journalists are journos, and on Christmas we don't give presents, we give prezzies. Alrighty, what is the nickname of the Australian men's basketball team? Answer is the Boomers. Now the name boomer is slang for a big kangaroo, and it was chosen by a national competition in the 1970s. I guess us koalas aren't known for our jumping ability, so we didn't make the cut. Oh, well that's not fair. I can leap a good half inch off the ground. Okay, here we go. Who was the first Prime Minister of Australia? Answer is Edmund Barton. He was nicknamed Toby Tosspot because of his love of food, wine and an indulgent social life. Oh, that makes sense. He set the standard for us Aussies right at the start. Alrighty, here we go. What is the name of the indigenous throwing tool designed to return back to the thrower? Answer is a boomerang. And the First Nations people used them for hunting, digging, starting fires, as musical clapsticks, even knives. It's the bush equivalent to a Swiss Army knife. Now make sure you keep score and don't go cheating. We'll compare in the comments. Alrighty, what is the name of the flightless bird that is the second largest in the world after the ostrich? Answer is the emu. And here's a story that could only come out of Australia. In 1932, the Australian military, yes people, the military, actually declared war on emus because they were destroying crops. This is real, folks. The soldiers, armed with machine guns, were deployed, but the emus were so fast and crafty that they dodged most of the bullets. Oh, it's just like the Matrix. The military eventually surrendered, making the emus the official victors of the Great Emu War. Today's episode of Just a Koala Show is brought to you by Karen. Gee, thanks heaps, Kazza. Okay, here we go. What year did the Eureka Stockade Rebellion take place? Answer is 1854. And the rebelling miners made an oath that goes like this. We swear by the Southern Cross to stand truly by each other and fight to defend our rights and liberties. And dear viewer, that's exactly what those miners did. I love the story of Eureka Stockade. Alrighty, in which Aussie city would you find the world famous Bondi Beach? Answer is Sydney. I lived in Sydney for about 10 years and Bondi Beach was my hangout. And here's something of note. Bondi was actually formed by an ancient volcano eruption, and because of its unique geological history, it is one of the few south-facing beaches in the world, which is why it gets constant powerful surf and killer rips. You won't see a sunset though. Okay, what is the name of the world's largest species of crocodile found in northern Australia? Answer is the saltwater crocodile, and we call them salties. Now these monsters are the biggest reptiles on the planet. A male salty can grow to over 6 metres long. That's 20 feet for the American viewer, and they can weigh as much as a large ute. Or a truck for the American viewer. Gee, what language am I speaking here? Alrighty, which Australian city is the sporting capital of the world? Answer is Melbourne. And I was going to list all the events, but there's just way too many. We'd be here for an hour. Let's just say if you like watching sport in world-class venues, go to Melbourne. Now make sure you keep score and don't go cheating. We'll compare in the comments. Okay, who is the king of country in Australia? Famous for the song A Pub With No Beer. Answer is Slim Dusty. And how's this? Slim was the first artist in the entire world to record and release 100 albums. Crikey, 100? He's also the first singer in the world to have his voice beamed to Earth from space when astronauts on the Space Shuttle Columbia played his rendition of Waltzing Matilda as a tribute to Australia while the shuttle passed over us. Oh, isn't that nice? Today's episode of Just a Koala Show is brought to you by Ronald. Thanks, Ronnie. Okay, here's a true or false. Australia is approximately the same size as the lower 48 states of the USA. Answer is true. Fair income. And while they're the same size, the lower 48 states of America have about 330 million people living in it, while Australia has only 26 million. That means if you live down under, you'll have about 12 times more personal space. Perfect for when you're social distancing from a spider the size of a dinner plate. Okay, what is the name of the famous Aussie wildlife expert who died in 2006? Answer is Steve Irwin. And fair income, mate. How good is Steve's wife and kids? They're doing great things for us animals. Okay, before it became Melbourne, what name did it go by? Answer is Batmania. And apparently it's not after Batman, but after a guy called John Batman, who was the founder of Melbourne back in 1835. And this bloke famously said, "This will be a place for a village." A village! Ha! Melbourne has a population of 5.5 million. Now that's a big village. Okay, when did Australia become a nation in its own right? Answer is January 1st, 1901. And I reckon by lunchtime that day, we'd branded ourselves Aussies. Now make sure you keep score and don't go cheating. We'll compare in the comments. Okay, which famous Australian actress played Guthrie Earl in The Lord of the Rings and won 2 Oscars? Answer is Cate Blanchett. Gee, those movies are my favourites. I'll love anything set in a realm with kings, dragons and magic swords. When I was a kid, I wanted to be a wizard when I grew up. Today's episode of Just a Koala Show is brought to you by Beverly. Thanks heaps, Bev. Okay, here we go. In Australia, what is bush tucker? Answer is food, native to Australia. Tucker is just another name for food, so bush tucker is what you eat when you're nowhere near a supermarket. And I'm talking munching down on native plants and grubs. Yeah, welcome to my world, people. Okay, here's a true or false. Australia has won more Cricket World Cups than any other country. Answer is true. And us Aussies love our cricket, especially backyard cricket. And that's where we set up stumps and try and smash the ball into the house next door. Oh yeah, sorry about that, Mrs. Walters. Oh, I like this one. A male wombat is called a jack. A female is called a Jill. What is a herd of wombats called? Answer is a wisdom of wombats. Now, that term gained popularity for its iconic charm. Yeah, duh. You see, wombats are famously stubborn and can be quite thick, so calling a group wise is a playful nod to their blunt but determined nature. I should also mention that you'll never see a wisdom of wombats because they're very unsocial guys and never hang out in groups. Alrighty, if an Aussie calls you fair dinkum, what are they saying? Answer is, they reckon you're genuine, true and honest. We use it the same way Americans use Scout's honour, as in, fair dinkum mate, Shirley fell out of a tree, hit the ground, bounced back up and landed back on the same branch. Now make sure you keep score and don't go cheating. We'll compare in the comments. Alrighty, which iconic beach was home to Australia's first lifesaving club in 1907? Answer is Bondi Beach. And us Aussies know you need lifesavers there. That rip should have its own name. In summer, lifeguards can rescue around 50 people a day. Gee, swim between the flags, people. Alrighty, Australia has more species of what type of reptile than any other continent? Answer is lizards. And down under, we have the most amazing lizards, like the thorny devil or the great giant parenti. But how good is the blue-tongued lizard? When these guys get scared, they stick out their bright blue tongue to startle a predator. You see, in the animal kingdom, bright blue usually means I'm incredibly toxic. Yeah, no kidding. But here's the kicker, it's a total lie. They aren't poisonous at all, but it's a great ruse and enough to make a kookaburra think twice. Today's episode of Just a Koala Show is brought to you by Michael. Thanks, Mick. Alrighty, which famous beach in Queensland is renowned for its stunning 98% pure white silica sand and crystal clear turquoise water? Answer is Whitehaven Beach. and there's no surprise that it's one of the most photographed locations in Australia. The white sand and blue water make swirling patterns, creating a living work of art that changes with the tide. Oh, how sensational. Okay, which Australian female swimmer won the 100 metre freestyle at 3 consecutive Olympic Games? 1956, 60 and 64. Answer is Dawn Fraser. Oh, and don't us Aussies love Dawn? She represents the Aussie larrikin spirit like she invented it. Alrighty, in Australia, what is a lamington? Answer, a square piece of cake. Oh, and I love a jam lammy. So you get sponge cake, you cut it in half and spread jam on it, jelly for the American viewer. Then you put it back together, dip the whole thing in chocolate and then roll it in coconut. You serve it in small squares. Alrighty, what is the most easterly point of the Australian mainland? Answer is Cape Byron, Byron Bay. My mum lives there and gee, I loved going to Byron as a kid. I'd get a summer job and then spend it all at the pinball arcade. Good times. Alrighty, which tiny Aussie octopus carries enough venom to kill 26 adult humans within minutes? Answer is the blue ring octopus. Gee whiz guys, it's these kind of questions that freak out the tourists. But I will say, if you're having a swim in the drink and you see flashes of iridescent blue glowing rings, it's already too late. You're standing way too close and you're probably gonna die. You see, the only treatment is continuous CPR or getting hooked up to a ventilator until your body flushes the toxin out. Or, death. Enjoy your swim. Okay, which Aussie state is famous for its world-class wineries and the city of Adelaide? Answer is South Australia. Yeah, SA produces about half of all Aussie wines. The Barossa Valley, McLaren Vale and the Clare Valley are legendary for their Shiraz and Riesling. Just another example of Aussies punching above their weight. Now make sure you keep score and don't go cheating. We'll compare in the comments. Okay, which Aussie scientist led the team that turned penicillin into a life-saving medicine? Answer is Howard Florey. What a genius! We even had him on our $50 note. It was yellow, orange and gold, but us Aussies knew it as a pineapple. As a youngster, there was nothing better than heading out for a night on the town with a couple of pineapples in your wallet. Okay, true or false? There's a member of the kangaroo family that lives in the rainforest and can actually climb trees. Answer is true. It's the tree kangaroo, and they look like a kangaroo crossed with a bear. And how's this? They can leap 18 metres, or 60 feet for the American viewer, down from a branch to the forest floor without getting a scratch on them. Gee, I wouldn't want to be underneath one. Imagine 15 kilos of roo landing on your noggin. Alrighty, in which month does the famous Sydney to Hobart yacht race begin? Answer is December, Boxing Day to be exact. Now this race is not for the faint-hearted. The Bass Strait is rough as guts, and it's a non-negotiable tradition for crews to head straight to the pub for a beer the moment they step off the boat. Not in celebration, you see, but to take a moment to acknowledge the fact that they survived the thing. Now make sure you keep score and don't go cheating. We'll compare in the comments. Okay. What was the name of the ship that Captain Cook sailed while mapping Australia in 1770? Answer is Endeavour. And after returning to England, the Endeavour was sold to a private owner and renamed the Lord Sandwich. Oh, that's so funny. Sandwich? What, I suppose next you're going to tell me she sailed alongside the Grand Schnitzel. Today's episode of Just a Koala Show is brought to you by Sebastian. Thanks, Sebi. Okay, here we go. What is the name of the underground town in South Australia where people live in caves to escape the heat? Answer is Cooper Pedy. And you can't blame them for living in dugouts. The heat can soar past 45 degrees Celsius. That's 113 Fahrenheit for the American viewer. Now these geniuses carve out their homes directly into the hillsides, which keeps them at a perfect 23 degrees Celsius. That's 73 Fahrenheit. So if you're not tree bound like a koala, you can visit Coober Pedy and stay in an underground hotel yourself. Won't that be nice? Okay, if an Aussie says they are flat out like a lizard drinking, what do they mean? Answer is, they're extremely busy. You see, us Aussies love a contradictory idiom. And when lizards drink, it's the exact opposite of busy. They just lay still, open their mouths, and their tongues soak up moisture. I don't know how I feel about that. Alrighty, what is the largest species of shark found in the Australian waters? Answer, the whale shark. And despite its name, they're sharks, not whales. But here's the good news. They're filter feeders and have no interest in eating people or koalas. They prefer plankton and krill, making them the gentle giants of the sea. Now isn't that nice? An Aussie creature that doesn't want to murder you. Alrighty. In what year did the Aussie flag rise as the official national banner? Answer is 1954. Now the flag design came from a competition and there were 32,823 entries. Gee, I wonder how many had a koala on them. I'd vote for that. Now make sure you keep score and don't go cheating. We'll compare in the comments. Okay, here we go. Which body of water lies between Australia and Papua New Guinea? Answer, the Torres Strait. Now the strait is incredibly shallow, so navigating it is so treacherous that it's considered one of the world's most difficult shipping lanes. There are over 100 known shipwrecks resting on the sea floor there, which makes it a maritime museum under the waves. So bring your snorkel. Well, that's a funny word, isn't it? Snorkel. Today's episode of Just a Koala Show is sponsored by Gordon. Gee, thanks Gordo. Alrighty. What natural rock formation in Tasmania looks like Mother Nature built a pipe organ for the wilderness? Answer is the organ pipes. They're towering vertical columns of dolerite and were formed 180 million years ago during the Jurassic period. It's also the most popular rock climbing destination in Tassie. And I reckon I could make the climb if I was strapped to Tom Cruise. Okay, which Aussie animal is known as the king of the bush? Answer is the kookaburra. Now the name comes from Aussie folklore. And they may say they're the king of the bush, but don't let that crown fool you. This king is a stone cold snake killer. You see, what they do is swoop down and grab a snake by the neck. Then they smash the thing against a tree until it stops moving. Whoa, brutal, but yummy. Okay, what significant event happened in the town of Ballarat in 1854 involving gold miners? Answer is the Eureka Stockade. It's the only armed rebellion in Aussie history and it paved the way for democracy in our great country. Now make sure you keep score and don't go cheating. We'll compare in the comments. Okay, what is the nickname of the men's Australian national soccer team? Answer is the Socceroos. And here's a great yarn. The Socceroos are the only team in history to blame a 32-year-old World Cup drought on an unpaid Zimbabwean witch doctor's curse. Now apparently, that said curse wasn't lifted until a bloke performed a reverse curse ceremony on the pitch, paving the way for Aussie victories. Booga booga. Today's episode of Just a Koala Show is sponsored by Polly. Gee, thanks Pol. Okay. Which Australian bird is famous for its ability to mimic almost any sound, including chainsaws and cameras, all sorts of things? Answer is the lyrebird. Have you seen that 80s flick Police Academy? Remember remember that bloke who made those sound effects with his mouth? Well, Steve-O, a lyrebird mate of mine, claims he coached that guy, and I believe him. Okay, don't stop, genius, you're almost there. And make sure to stay and see what's coming up. It's a rip snorter. Okay, what is the primary food source for a koala? Oh, I know this one. Answer is eucalyptus leaves. But us koalas are quite fussy on which type. You see, down under, there are over 800 gum tree species. Now, me and my mates will pick out just 2 or 3 in an area that we find particularly yummy. And then that's it. Every other gum tree is dead to us. Okay, now here are some questions from the viewers for me to answer. Oh, isn't this going to be fun? All right, here we go. Why do Australians call everyone mate, even people they don't like? Oh, the nuance of the word mate. It's a complex social code. Nah, just kidding. The word mate can be used just like an American would pal. So, it depends on how you say it. You can say, oh, can I offer you a beer, mate? Or, mate, that's a cracker of an idea. And you can also go the other way and say, hey, turkey, you just hit my car, mate. Or, mate, if you don't stop that, I'll rip your liver out. So you can see, it can go either way. Okay, next question from the audience. Do Australians really get 4 weeks of paid leave? Oh yeah, isn't it like that where you're from? Every year, us Aussies get a month of paid holidays, plus 10 days of sick leave, plus 12 or so public holidays for things like Easter, Christmas, Australia Day. Heck, in Melbourne there's a public holiday for a horse race. We take days off pretty serious down under. Okay, question for me. Why do Aussies put beetroot on your burgers? Why? Well, because we have taste buds. And a good Aussie burger will have more than just beetroot. We'll pack on pineapple and a fried googie. Oh, hang on. Does anyone out there call their eggs googie eggs or googies? Or is that just me? Comment below, please. Okay, audience question. Do you actually say g'day? Or is that just for TV? Oh yeah, absolutely we say g'day. City folk say it. And in the bush, we'll greet anyone in eyesight with a g'day mate or how you going? And you can even join them together to say g'day mate, how you going? And that just translates to hello, how are you? Okay, question for me. Why do Australians abbreviate every single word? Well, it's not every word. But some say it's for efficiency, and others say it's because we just can't be stuffed saying an entire word. I don't know, it's just how we talk. And here are some you may have heard or may not. A tracksuit is a trackie, chocolate is chocky, if you're devastated, you're devo. And if you're having a sandwich for lunch, you're eating a sanger. Okay, question for me. Is it true Australians have to pay a fine if you don't vote? Oh yeah, voting is compulsory down under. You see, if it wasn't, there'd probably only be half a dozen Aussies voting. The fine is only $20, but that's enough to motivate us. Coming up on the next episode of Just a Koala Show. Oh, what's it? Oh, that's cool. That's a dinosaur. Oh, no, this isn't the right vision. Oh, no, this is not the right vision, folks. Stop the tape. All right, what did you score? Comment it below. And if you want another one, hit subscribe, and I'll see you in the next quiz.